Hello, and welcome to This Week in Privacy. My name is Alexis Katafidis, and here are your regulatory highlights for this week. The European Data Protection Board and the European Data Protection Supervisor released a joint opinion on the European Commission's proposal for a digital green certificate. The joint opinion outlines that the use of digital green certificates must not result in the direct or indirect discrimination of individuals and must be fully in line with the fundamental principles of necessity, proportionality, and effectiveness. Furthermore, the EDPB and the EDPS highlighted that the proposal should contain appropriate safeguards and expressly state that any access to and subsequent use of individuals' data by EU member states is not permitted once the pandemic has ended. The joint opinion also includes a number of recommendations for further clarifications, including in relation to the categories of data concerned, identification of data controllers and data processors, data storage periods, and data transfers. In South Africa, the information regulator released a statement in which it marked 100 days till the deadline for compliance with the Protection of Personal Information Act ahead of its entry into force on the 1st of July. In particular, the regulator outlined that it would be prioritizing the following: consideration of applications for approval of codes of conducts, consideration of applications for prior authorization, finalizing the guidance note on exclusion and exemptions from POPIA, finalizing the template for notification of security compromises, and finalizing the guidance note on processing of personal information across borders. The regulator will also be prioritizing public comments from its recent draft guidelines on the registration of information officers. The government of Brazil published its guide on requirements and obligations regarding information security and privacy, taking into account the LGPD. The guide is intended for public institutions, however, it may also be useful for other organizations and sets out a general security and privacy framework for IT contracts, which includes topics such as information security policies, methodologies for operational business continuity and contingency, security of corporate networks, cryptographic controls, logging security events and incidents, and responsibilities of contracted parties. That's all for This Week in Privacy. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.